Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. All praises to the Most High Yah. I do hope that you are well and that you are still trusting only in Yah, the King of Yashrael, the Governor, the ruler of the earth, the Ancient of Days, our source and our resource, our provider, our protector, our healer, our deliverer, our strong tower, our rock, our comforter, our sustainer, our mind regulator. He is our all in all. He should be the center of our life. He is the King of glory. And I am so grateful to Yah that He is faithful even when we are not faithful. That He will never leave us nor forsake us. That He is truly with us. I know He's with me, and I hope you know that He is with you too. So if you are going to big up anyone, if you're going to brag on anyone, and if you're going to boast in anyone, let it be Yah, because Yah is truly good and He's worthy to be praised. Yah is the only one who's going to look beyond your faults and see your need. He is the one that's going to love you with an everlasting love you unconditionally, who is gracious and loving and kind, who can put up with us, who's patient towards us, long-suffering towards us. And I am grateful to Yah. So I want to share with you, I had a long day. I went out September 7th, first day back on the street, went in to have fellowship at the assembly, and now I want to share with you the work that we are doing here. This is a certificate of registration, registered to Racham YAH Foundation, 20th of June 2024. I wanted to talk about this for quite a bit, but I wanted to wait until I had gotten it registered. So you see the name, that's our logo there, Racham YAH Foundation. And that is the work that we are doing here in the Bahamas. You know, in 2020, I started to make plans to leave. I was like, probably not happening for me here. It's like, this is what I'm doing on YouTube. And even though I enjoyed it, I felt that there was more. And I said, maybe I'm supposed to go somewhere else. And I went on a fast because my plans were not coming together. And on the fast, the Lord said to me, no, you have a work to do here. And I was like, because I was thinking, what am I supposed to be doing? It gotta be more than just coming to YouTube. And He said to me, go back to the street. Go back to doing what you were doing before you got married. And before I got married, I used to be on the street. Before I even had a job and I finished college, I couldn't find a job. And I always believed that if I worked for Yah, He would work for me. And so when I moved into my apartment, I couldn't pay my rent. I went to the street. And I would go out and minister to the homeless and the people on the street. And when I see the young men for years on the street, I would say, mercy, Yah, mercy, mercy. Point my hand and mercy, Yah. And so Racham YAH, Racham is mercy in the Hebrew. Mercy, compassion. So this is a prayer. You see the logo with the praying hand. We are asking Yah for mercy upon the people. These are people who are homeless and with mental issues, whose family can't or don't want to be bothered with them. So we have a lot of people on the streets of New Providence that are dirty and unkept, and they're begging, they're looking in the garbage for food. There's nothing more painful when you are offering someone a hot plate of food and they prefer to take it out of the garbage. That's where their minds are. You understand me? But they are the people that I go to, and some are better than others. Some you can sit down and have a conversation with, which is what I do. And, I think I mentioned how some would have been arrested and taken to prison. They were there for like 4 months, 3 to 4 months when I found out. I saw Emmanuel this morning and had a conversation with him. We had a lot of rain, and so he said he was not good. When he came out of jail earlier this year, I couldn't find him. Looking for him, and I saw him one day in the west and drove to the corner, and he is literally just standing been there from he came outside this wall, this house, the gate on the wall, but those houses where it's in from the road, like they have a wall, and so it's off the road, near the road, but he can sit on the wall right there. That's where he is all day, standing or sitting there. And so I go and I take him breakfast and some water and stuff. But it's so sad. So my prayer to the Father was always to have a shelter for the homeless for years. For years, that was my prayer. So the Father told me, when he told me, let's go back to start where I can. And so that's why with the lady who I came and I spoke about her being homeless, the Father had put in my heart, after I couldn't find a place for her to stay, and it was overwhelming to me last year because it was raining so much. I paid for her to be in a motel for 3 nights, twice, and which was expensive. But there was no place to, the government facilities could not accommodate her. But I would be in my house so disturbed and broken. And I remember it was a Tuesday evening. I was praying about it. I was in the shower, and the Lord said to me, "You do it." I said, "What?" He said, "You put in the place." Because I went to I don't deal with the government people, but I was encouraged someone, Bahamians love their politicians. And so my friend would say, "You got to go to them and talk to them." And then I said, "Okay," I went. Oh, well, we have no place for them to be. I said to one, she's still a government employee. At least find out why you're not firing her or rehire her. Nothing. Her MP for that area, well, he was sounding sympathetic. He called a lady with me on the phone and who promised that she was going to call me back. I made contact with her twice. Woman ain't called me back, and I ain't that kind of person. I ain't running after you. So, my grandma used to say, "Yeah, God have no hands but our hands, no feet but our feet, eyes but our eyes, no mouth but our mouth." So what she meant, if there's something that you see, you're supposed to do it. And that's what the Father said to me, you do it. And so I made contact with a landlord. They had the sign, used to pass it every day, never saw it until this time. Driving one day to my Sunday school, my eyes went up the sign, rooms to rent. And I was like, "Father, have mercy, that was always there." And so called them, made arrangements, told her when she called me tonight, we'll go and see it. They had a room. She was willing to take it. And so from August 10th of last year to now, she's been there. We pay $100 a week for her to be there. It's just a room and a shared bathroom, but it was clean because they have people that clean, workers that clean it and whatever. So it's a nice place, and she's clean. She's good. I see her like every week or so. I go to check on her, and she is well. Just hoping that somebody would have mercy upon her, and she's looking for cleaning, janitorial work where she could just clean and make some money. So you can pray for her in that regard, because this lady used to be an engineer, but she encountered some mental health issues, and that's probably why the government is not calling her back to work. But she loved to work. Where she's be standing, she keep that area clean. And it's only unfortunate that they could even hire her back. She worked for the Ministry of Works. They could hire her back and just pay her to clean the road. You understand me? But we are not a people that is in the business of helping others to live. We prefer to have big bypass or whatever it's called when they then dead and weigh on the t-shirt. But when it's time to help people to live, we're not into that. And that's something about our people. You see, we don't help people to live. So Racham YAH Foundation is about helping people to live. Our scripture reference is 2 Samuel 9-3. Is there not yet any of the house of Shaul, that I may show the kindness of Yah unto him? So our motto is showing kindness for Yah's sake. And the mission is Isaiah 61:1-2, to preach the word unto the meek, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and to open up the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yah, and the day of vengeance of our Elohai, to comfort all that mourn and sigh, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of mourning, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the ruach of heaviness, that they might be called oaks of righteousness, the planting of Yah, that he might be glorified. And so our objective is helping people to live, to provide long-term and short-term housing for people who are homeless, especially those with mental illness living on the street. The mission of Racham YAH Foundation is to extend mercy and compassion to individuals who have been cast aside and left to live on the street begging for food due to mental illness. The goal is to provide long-term housing and care for those who are mentally challenged and left to live on the streets, to ensure that these individuals get food daily, clothing, psychological evaluation, counseling, spiritual and emotional support, and a place where they can be safe from the rain, storm, physical abuse, and further mental and emotional abuse. Racham YAH Foundation will also provide short-term housing assistance for those who are mentally stable and are able to work until they're able to save and pay for their own living accommodations. Okay, some of our bylaws. Racham YAH Foundation bylaws. Racham YAH Foundation is an organization of healing. Directors and officers are expected to advise, govern, oversee policy and direction, and assist with the leadership and general promotion of Racham YAH Foundation to support the organization's vision and needs. Directors and officers are expected to help raise funds for the organization, to advocate for the rights and needs of people who are homeless, to help the client get full and equal access to social services and other government agencies depending on their needs, to treat others the way in which you would want to be treated, to speak to others the way in which you would want to be spoken to treat all human beings with kindness and respect, to assist all clients with getting the counseling they need. All housing assistance is for single client only, meaning no children. Short-term housing clients will be given a period of 3 months to secure their own living accommodations. So this was a plan that I've had for many years. And the Most High said to me, start where you are. And so when I had to get the facility for the woman, when I saw that setup, I was like, Father, this is it. This would be perfect for those who are able to take care of themselves. Like her, we took her to the counseling center, found out, what was her situation. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia years ago. She was on medication. Her schizophrenia is mild in that she is able to take care of herself. She doesn't see anything, you understand me? But what is, she has a disorganizational speech and thought. So if you're talking with her, and you gotta try to figure out what she's saying, put piece things together, and in her space, which is why her family didn't want her there. They put her on the street. She's not organized like that. What should be in the fridge, she have in her closet and da-da-da-da. But she functions, she keeps herself clean, she bathes herself, she changes her clothes, she can go to the grocery store. It's just that, and when you speak to her, it's like, what is she saying? Because when I took her to speak to her lawyer, it was like, I ain't understanding. You understand? And sometimes she gets frustrated with it. But I saw her on medication, and I prefer her off. Because when she was taking the medication, I didn't understand what was happening. And I realized that's why she didn't want to take it. She was a mess. She was a mess. I don't know. So, but yeah. So that's what we want to do. The young man was a short term visit, and I believe the Father allowed it to show me what it is that we are supposed to be doing, because we had a long term and we had a short term. And the young man that we gave short term housing to, we housed him for 8 weeks, 2 months, total of 9 weeks. And we're trying to get him set up, 19 years old. I spoke about him, and he was just very street, very hard-headed, didn't want no assistance from men, seemed to just want assistance from me, and which was not working because he needed a man in his life. And another sad thing about them is that where are our men? the one man that I know who's out here working the streets and trying to help other men, he only has a prison ministry. Well, let me tell you about that. So this young man is now presently in prison because, when I met him, I said how the Father had me praying for someone by the name of Thomas. And the scripture that the Most High gave me was, wherewithal but a young man cleanse his ways, but by giving heed to the word of Yah. And so when I met him, I was speaking to him along the lines, and I said to him, the Father is saving you for something. This is an opportunity for you to get your life right because Yah is trying to protect you from something. I thought he would be killed. I knew it was something that the Father was trying to protect this young man from. But he would not listen. He had a perverted mind. Like I said before, he saw me as someone he could have had a relationship with. I felt disrespected by that because I saw him as a little boy that needed assistance, that I wanted to help. And he didn't see that. This is one of the reasons why, it took me long to register this organization, because I wanted, in order to register an NGO, you have to have a board. And I wanted the board to be men. Couldn't find no men. 2 males that I asked to assist me with this 3. One said they'll do heavy lifting, which I appreciate. I appreciate you, sir, because I know he's going to watch this. And then the other 2 that I thought would be perfect, well, they never got to me with the information. I kept reading. I read for a year. And then this year I said, something? The work of the Most High can't wait. I can't have people who, see, when the Father gave you something to do, you got to do it. So I used what I had. I contacted my niece, and I had my 2 children, and my niece was so willing to help. She sent me information right away. And so on the board, it's me, my niece is the vice president, my daughter is the secretary, my son is the treasurer. That's how it's set up for now in order for me to register the NGO. And so financially, we've been doing it ourselves. In fact, my 2 children and my friend has been assisting me financing. My 10th is what I was using to give to another organization. And the Ruach spoke to me a few years and told me to keep it. And I later saw why, because that's how I was able to house the lady in the motel. The monies that I take out of my earnings, my 10th, is what I put aside, and that's where I was helping her and helping to the food and program that we had. We give out food every Sabbath. I give out hot meals to those on the street, and I was giving out food packages as well, grocery items. Last year, before I started paying the rent, we had to stop that because now I'm paying rent. But in 2022, so in all of up until August of 2023, we gave out grocery package, which had rice, corn, vegetables, grits, sugar, cream, tuna, Kraft dinner, noodles, crackers, bread, toiletries. And so we gave those to persons who would ask. You go out in your field, they say, you have any groceries? And I said, okay, we have some items, so I'll bring it back for you, and go to the store, we purchase. So we did that for certain families. And then last year too, we also helped 5 children go back to school. Got them uniform. We got 2 children completely ready for school. Bags, uniform, shoes, socks, everything. And their school supplies. And 3 older children, we got their shoes and socks and their underclothes for them. And then this year, we also got 2 children ready for school. Last year, we gave out 20 bags, school bags that had supplies in it. But again, this year we took 2 because we're paying the rent. And so Yeah. And so what we are doing now, our focus is solely on homeless people, those that are homeless on the street. And so when I go out, we take the food and we take the word. So I say to them, I want to give you some physical food, but I need to give you some spiritual food as well. So I give them, I don't have it here, I make up a card with a scripture and I read it to them. And many of them didn't know of the name Yah. And so I talk with them and I share the word with them, and they're so encouraged. When I gave it to a young man and I read it, and he was like, wow, wow, wow. You know, and we give out care packs. These care packs in a little plastic bag, we have some clean washing detergent, toothpaste, soap, deodorant, um, and toilet paper and towels. So these are people who are living on the street. We have a lot of people living on the street who are sane, just don't have no place to live, probably have financial issues, like some young men tell us, we're looking for a job. In fact, I just offered them breakfast, and he said, Miss, why are you doing this? I said, this is what the Most High has instructed us to do, to take up each other. He said, what? He said, you're not part of no church? I said, no, my organization is Racham YAH Foundation, and I explained it to him. He's like, wow, miss. I said, so what do you do? He said, I'm looking for a job. I said, so you working now? He said, not now, but I trying to get. So I took out the care pack. I said, would you like to have one of these? These could probably help you, some toiletries. He's like, oh, miss. And while I was talking to him, another young man came who was cleaning car. He said, miss, I can have some breakfast. And I offered him a care pack. He said, oh, miss, and whatever, And so it's encouraging to them, because that package there is about, toothpaste is expensive. And we ain't giving no little toothpaste. We get a good size toothpaste and soap and deodorant. And so that's a good help. And that the cleaning detergent and stuff. So the people on the street are towel. And I mean, when I went out and I was given those, I knew some ladies who were under a cabana living by the bridge. I specifically knew they would have appreciated that, which they did. Because one lady said, oh, I wanted a towel so bad, and And so we do that. I went out this morning, I took some, and listen, it's amazing how, because I saw one young man, and I said, could you use a care pack? And child, I don't remember if he called the people, but they came, and so one young man was there. When he came, he saw by the bridge, he saw me, and he told him, he said, oh, mom, you remember me? We were living on the pavilion. There was a family living under this pavilion. And I would go there and take them breakfast and get them to the trees. And he told them, he said, this miss helped us so good. She helped us so good, And he said, she can help, And which was encouraging. And I would always give them the word. I let them know, yeah, this is about the Most High, and you need to give your life to Him, right? And so the focus of it is to not only take care of the physical, but also the spiritual, to let the people know that Yah sees. Because a lot of people feel as if the Father has forgotten. The church has been a place where instead of giving, it's taking. You understand? And so we are not only, and I know a lot of ministries, I'm not hitting nobody, a lot of ministries out there doing there's a lot to be done. But we out there dealing with those who are cast aside, who they're unclean, they're really not clean. But they are a part of our community, and they need to know, and I believe that the Father is well able to deliver and set them free, and that is my hope. That is my hope. I believe in the Most High for a move amongst these people. My job is to sow the seed, to give them the word, to let them know the name Yah. You understand? And to tell them about His way and His Sabbath. And I get an opportunity to just sometimes, I stand on the side of the road, and as the people pass, I say to them, can I give you a word of encouragement? And I tell them I had some Bibles I gave out. And so we are out there, we are doing the work. I'm supposed to buy more Bibles too, to take out, to give. and we are doing the work of the Most High. We're doing the work of the Most High. The young man that we had housed, for 9 weeks, that the father had instructed me that I took as a son. I had to block him from my phone in June because he continued to make these advances at me, which I thought was so inappropriate and disrespectful. So one night, we finished paying his rent in March. And I told him, at that time we were trying to get him on a stable job, but he kept going back to his street life. And, he grew up on the street, living in a car prior to us taking the place for him. And he had people who apparently used him to do criminal activities. And that's quick and easy money. So I told him, it doesn't seem like you wanted to work. But I told him, I said, listen, the Father is trying to protect you from something. I thought he would be killed. Every time I heard of a young man being killed, I was waiting for the name. I thought it was him. Because I blocked him from my phone. Because one night in June, after 10, he called me, I didn't answer. And then these messages started coming through, which was so inappropriate. I stood up with my phone in my hand. I said, I can't believe this little boy is texting me this stuff. And I responded to him, and I said to him, you are disrespectful and perverted. And my time with you is ended. My season in your life is done. I'm done. And I blocked him. And he continued to try and call me. I didn't know you could receive block calls, but I would just see when he was trying to reach me. But I didn't respond to him. And when I came back from my aunt's funeral, I got a call from a private number, which I don't normally answer private numbers, but I answer it. It was a Sunday morning. And there was a police officer calling from one of the local stations here, saying to me that they had my nephew. He told them that I was his aunt and that he was there. And I asked him why and whatever. He was being investigated for armed robbery. And he wanted to know if I could take him something. And I was not going, but I went. And then he let them call me when he was going to court because he wanted me to go to court with him. When he got to the court, he called me and I said, listen, young man, I told you the Father was trying to protect you from something. I said, you did not listen to me. You understand? He said, I know. He said, but you could calm down. I said, sweetie, no, you can get me a lawyer. I said, I can't get no lawyer for you. I said, I don't have the funds to get no lawyer for you. You understand? I said, you're going to have to walk through this. He said, yes, ma'am. And then when he got up to the prison, he called me from he said, I hear now. I said, okay, I'm going to see if I can contact someone. And the only man out here that I know who out here trying to help men, when I reached out to him for another homeless brother, he told me, I deal with men in prison. He said, I understand what you're trying to do, but, these people with mental issues, I don't have the training or whatever for that. I don't have no place for them. So Thomas is now in prison. He'll be there on remand until October 10th. He is facing 4 counts of armed robbery. The officer called me because I went to Supreme Court. They told me I had to go to the magistrate court and find out, and the officer told me she'll call me. She called me and said that he has an indictable charge. It can only be tried in the Supreme Court. And she said it's very serious, he need a lawyer. I don't have money for a lawyer. And I said to him, and I called him, he called me from the prison. And I'm like, you calling me from the prison? Let me tell you what's so sad. When he first called me from the prison, I said, who phone you using? He said, my brother. I said, your brother? He has a brother in prison. I said, then I say something special to have 2 children in the prison. But he's been calling me from these different numbers and whatever. So I said to him one day when he called, he said, you could get me a lawyer. I said, listen, young man. I said, do you know how much time you're facing? His voice crackled. He said, life. When he said life, I sat in my chair, I was at work. I said, life in prison? I said, boy, what did you do? What did you do? I said, I was talking to you. I told you the Father was trying to protect you from something. I said, you had an opportunity of a lifetime. Gave you a room. I brought everything that you needed in that room. I had 2 people who was willing to give you an opportunity to turn around. And you listen to lawless people. Now look at you, 19 years old. When he is turning 20, he's going to be going to the Supreme Court. If I can't find a court-appointed lawyer for him, without a lawyer, and he's facing life imprisonment. And you know what is so bothersome to me? I was saying I wanted men in this foundation because there are a lot of men out here that I think a man talking with them, it would be more, women, people think we so emotional and whatever. And I prefer, like this young man, I would prefer to have a man, a male that I could see, something. You go and deal with him, mentor him, try and keep him on the straight and narrow. But we don't have no man out here who is willing to, you understand me? That's why I was doing a call. Where are the men? Where are men? You understand? Where are our men? This young man needed a male in his life. And even if I had a man that was working with me who was able to, when he tried to reach out to me, I could say, listen, go and talk to that young man. See if you could talk some sense into his head. You understand? But when, what's her name? In the Bible. Who was it? She said that today you will know that the Father is putting, given the war. The battle will be won by a woman. Who was that? Oh, Father, her name is escaping me. Not Naomi. I don't have my Bible out here. In the book of, Judges. She was a female judge. Okay, her name escaped me. But that's where we are. Because it seems as if the work that needs to be done, it seems like the women have to do it. So until the men set themselves up and get in a line with the will of the Most High, we got to do the work. So I got to do the work. And the Father has equipped me. He has undergirded me. And he has put his word in my mouth. And sword in my hand, and I am ready for the task. And so our focus moving forward right now is to get a place. We need a place that we can house some persons and some people, their mental illness, if only for them to come in and get a clean change of clothing, get a clean shower, and make sure they have some food. I envision a place where I can have when I was teaching, the school had this system where you could always hear like soft music playing. I envision having a place where they would always, the Bible will be read, like you can hear the reading of the Bible over and over again, because you see, it's the word of Yah that is going to change these people. You understand me? It is the word. You are transformed by the word. You understand me? The word of Yah is what's going to do the work. And I believe if they are continually in an environment, it's the word that is a two-edged sword that cuts and it heals and it delivers. It is the word of Yah that transforms. It's the word. You understand me? Man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah. And so once you get them in an environment where they are sitting and they are continually hearing the word and the word get in their system, I believe that's what's going to bring a change, which is why when I go, I take a scripture to them. I give it to them. And I read it to them first. You understand me? Then I leave it with them. I say, you meditate upon that. Because it's the word of Yah that's going to do it. The word. These people need the word. You understand? We can't just go with the word and not take care of their physical needs. And so that's why we offer them from food. We don't give money. Jerome told me a long time, don't give money. You understand? I was giving a man today, Kenneth. It's always Kenneth is on drugs. And he came to my car. He said, I told you I had coins. I said, Kenneth, I don't have no coins. You want some hot breakfast? He said, I'll take the breakfast. I'll take two then, since you don't have no coins. You know? But some of them have drug problems. And, but only the word of Yah. The word of Yah. The word is spirit and in his life. You understand? And so that is my prayer. That is my hope. And I know where Yah guide. He provides. Whether it's the Father's will, this work is his work. He is going to do it. I am here and I'm obedient. And I'm going to keep doing what as he showed me. I am going to do. But right now I am looking for a building. I'm looking for a building. And workers, but Yah is going to send the workers, because we don't just need any and everyone. We need persons who can lead, who have faith, and who are not going to look at these people and just see people who are crazy and dirty, but see them transform. You know, understand that the power of Yah, the word of Yah, is able to bring about the deliverance. And this is why, you know, I've had other persons I work with in other NGOs that say to me, you need to go to the radio, you need to do this. And I say, okay, that's not my spirit. You understand me? This is a faith walk. And we don't just need people who come in because you're trying to get your resume to look good. You need people of faith. You understand me? Transforming faith. You understand me? Who walking after the way of Yah. Who has a heart to do the work of Yah. Yeshua said that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers is for you. So pray for the master of the harvest to send for workers. I'm praying for the workers who are willing, who are equipped to reap the end time harvest. Those who have been anointed to cast out spirits. You understand? Because, you know, people, I've had persons say to me, you weren't scared, David. I know that is the Father that has sent me. I know it's the Father that's going to keep me. And he protects me. You understand? And these people could be talking and digging the road and they do all kind of stuff. And once I speak to them, they come and say, yes, ma'am. May I read the scripture to you? Yes, ma'am. I read it to them, I give it to them. You understand? We need people who are walking with Yah, who are not afraid. We need no people of fear, we need people of faith. And so that's what I'm making. I don't want nobody who just religious. Who just religious and the minute and you in the minute and I don't need no negativity. I don't need no negativity. And so I just wanted to share that with you because I am excited. And I want you to know that we ain't just sitting on YouTube. We on the street. We're on the street. And we are going forward with this work. I waited until it was registered before I came and shared with you. I was looking for an opportunity and I said, well, today is the first day back. And this is the perfect time to share it with you. Racham YAH Foundation. And so keep us in prayer. And you can go and do likewise. I'm sure in your neighborhood there may be people who are in need. You, and as the Father lead you, you can help. A lot of people are in need of help. James said that you can't see a brother in need and just say, God bless you. You understand me? Food is food. It go in and come out. You could offer them something to eat, change of clothing, you know. because we have shirts. We had some shirts that we would give to some of the homeless people on the street, but I gave some out today to the people at the bridge. So it's a nice cotton shirt, but they were specifically for some of the men that I see who are very dirty, you know. But I choose who to give the package to, because some of these people are really in a state by giving them, so I discern who I can give it to. Like I said, you have some people who are homeless, but they're not home with their mind. And so we give it to those people. Yeah. So I want you to pray for us. Those of you that have that faith, pray. And when we are ready, I don't know how we're going to do it. And if you feel led to donate, by all means, you can always donate to this cause. Someone had spoken to me about a GoFundMe account, but I have to pray. I'm praying to the Father as to how we are going to do it. But for now, I'm going to continue paying the rent there. I spoke to the man today, Emmanuel, who was in prison. He is just out in the elements, and getting him a room where he can be in one of these rooms. I have to pray about that, because I have to pray and see. The Father knows their spirit and their hearts, and whether that would be a good fit for him. But in the meantime, I told him I have to try and get him a very big umbrella, so that where he's sitting, he can at least put up the umbrella, like one of those beach umbrellas, and he can sit under there. And so when it rains, I'm going to have to get that for him as soon as Monday and take that to him while I wait for directions on how to accommodate him with housing. Once you have a place, a shelter, they can come in, because a lot of these people, they wandering and stuff, but at least they know that they can come in, and they'll have some place to sleep, and they'll have some place to have food. And I'm sure once we have that, we will see less of them on the street, because they're on the street because they don't have no place to live. They're looking for food to eat. So this is something that is really dear to my heart, and I'm talking about it today because I'm speaking it into the atmosphere. That's why I came to share it, because I'm putting out there, I'm declaring this into the atmosphere. This is what we are doing, and this is the work. This is what we need. We need a building, and I believe in the Most High to have someone orchestrate, brings that to us, so that we can get these people off the street and start to get them the help they need. And so pray for us, and those of you you feel that the Father has called you to do a work, outreach, and helping those that are less fortunate, let this be an encouragement to you of what you can do. Start where you are. Get started, because the harvest is plentiful. The people need to know. You understand me? People need to be delivered. They need to be set free, and only the word of YAH is going to do that. So yes, I just wanted to share that with you, so you remember Racham YAH Foundation in your prayer. Okay? Yes, so be encouraged, be blessed, and continue to pray for the work of YAH. Shalom.